Kicking off the show with some periphery. Of course, I need a cough right as I hop on the air here. Hold on one second. There we go. There we go. What's happening? It is Hump Day, June 10th, 2026. Yesterday, I shared the news that so far with this diet change, this lifestyle change, I have lost 32 pounds so far. And part of me wants to go like, that's it? It's a long road from here as I'm trying to lose a total of 160. But we'll see if that's even feasible, if that's even healthy. Most importantly, 32 pounds is still quite a lot. I'm very proud of myself. And, well, I saw this question. What is an incredibly minor personal victory you achieved recently that you're proud of, but it's too small to brag about to people you know? I mean, 32 pounds, like losing weight, whether it's 1 or 32, 300, whatever it is, losing weight, if you're trying your best to do so, that's not some minor personal victory. That's pretty major. You should be proud of yourself if you're trying to do the same thing I am. But some of these answers here are quite funny, like filled the car with gas the night before I had to drive to work. I did that last night. Usually I'm the type of dude like, oh, it can wait till morning. Well, usually in the morning, I wake up. I have this dumb habit where I set my alarm for 7:30. I need to be here at 8. I wake up at 7:30 by my alarm and I go, man, I'm exhausted still. Let me fall asleep for 10 more minutes. I can get up right at 7:40. And then when I get up at 7:40, I'm like, oh, I gotta get going. I got 20 minutes till work starts. And so I quickly throw on whatever clothes are right there. And then I make my way out the door. And it's not the best way to start your morning panicked like that. What else is on here for what is an incredibly minor personal victory you achieved recently that you're proud of, but it's too small to brag about to people you know? I reached my 3rd week of consistently going to the gym multiple times per week. It's difficult, man. It's difficult to drive all the way over there, especially if the gym's far away from your place. I don't know how people in LA do it. Sitting in traffic, needing to go to the gym. Maybe they just walk there. I don't know. But when I used to work out all the time in LA, it was incredibly difficult to find that motivation. So again, if you're also like me, trying to get yourself to go to the gym more, trying to lose weight, good for you. Good for you. I'm very happy that I've motivated my friends to go down the same road as me. Hence why we talked about the gathering of the Fatties on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. All of us dudes walking around the green belt. All of a sudden I look like Rocky in that one movie who's running and everyone else joins him on that run kind of thing. And he makes his way up the stairs. I forgot exactly where that place is in Pittsburgh, but I think it's the famous art museum. Aren't they bringing the Rocky statue inside as well? I feel like I talked about that on the show not that long ago because people were coming up to see the statue and not going into the museum, so they were bringing the statue into the museum, I think, or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Again, happy Hump Day. We'll continue here in just a few with Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I didn't realize that ketchup was such a controversial condiment. People love it or they hate it. Like there's Josh from Classy 97. He absolutely hates ketchup. There's been a few people that I've talked to that are like, yeah, I don't want like sugary tomato sauce. Just give me mustard. I'm fine with that. Victor is one of those people that's obsessed with ketchup. He has that whole ketchup drawer in his office of different ketchup packets, different ketchup containers from different restaurants. His wife, Becca, also told me that he has like 4 different bottles of ketchup in his fridge. I don't know why this whole news story is in the radio prep here. An estimated 40 billion bottles of ketchup are consumed each year around the world. Most of them are in Victor's office, or refrigerator, I should say. And it's unlikely that any of them are ever emptied, is what it says here. That's because no one ever gets all of the ketchup out of the bottle. They can shake it, bang on it, and it just doesn't all come out. So there's a lot of ketchup ending in the trash. But along comes a quick kitchen hack to get every last drop out of your bottle. You don't shake it, spin it. Instead of tapping or squeezing, hold the bottle cap side down, swing your arm in a circle. The motion creates that centrifugal force. Is that how you say that word? I hated physics, all right? I apologize if I butchered that word. I sound like a big dumb idiot. Centrifugal, or is it centrifugal force, which pulls all the ketchup towards the lid, making it easier to pour out. So there you go, ketchup hacks, I guess, with Peaches here. All right, I guess that was something to talk about. Here's Papa Roach, Wake Up Calling. It's Peaches Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101, and this story is proof that parenting has changed, or I should say, you know, parents differ from other parents. Like mine were pretty strict growing up. They were adamant about being kind, and did I listen to them in the beginning? No, but now I'm like, hey, Mom, what should I do here? Because moms are always right, all right? I don't care what you say. At least my mom is always right. I go to her for anything. I'm like, hey, Mom, can you tell me a bedtime story? Of course she would. Of course she would. If I did this growing up, the reason why I'm bringing this up, there's this story here that makes me laugh, but at the same time, what on earth is this mom doing? This video has gone viral of a mom defending her 7-year-old daughter for flipping off an elderly man at a grocery store. The mom claims the man had been rude, made comments toward the child, and when the daughter responded with the one-finger salute, Mom wasn't exactly upset about it. Now, I'm not here to judge. I wasn't there, but I am fascinated by the fact that a 7-year-old already knows how to communicate entirely through hand gestures. You know, the mom definitely taught her that. At 7 years old, I never knew about the... well, maybe I did, because that was around the time that I really got into wrestling. And, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, what would he do? He would go to the turnbuckle and flip everybody off, you know? So maybe I did know about the one-finger salute, as it says here. But imagine being the elderly guy. You just go to the grocery store, need some milk and bread. Next thing you know, you're getting roasted by a second grader. And then you're like, what on earth are you doing? And then you go to the mom for like, hey, you should tell her to knock it off. And the mom's like, well, she's justified. Well, I'm glad that nobody's really siding with the mom and daughter in the comments on this story. Otherwise, I would have been like, okay, I guess we really are doomed. So we're giving away a whole bunch of cool stuff with Juicity Vapor. I'm talking about a cooler, wagon, beach chairs, beach umbrella, beach towels. We're giving away everything you need to go to the beach, even though there is no beach here in East Idaho. It's called the No Beach Beach Bash with Juicity Vapor. One lucky winner will score all of that stuff, that prize package valued at $500 to get in to win. Tune in every weekday at 7:05, just like the secret sound, and Victor will tell you what song is the Juicity Vapor flavor of the day. A song with some kind of fruit in the title, and the one today, I'll just say it has something to do with my name, all right? The good version, the good song with my name, not the bad one that we usually play, all right? There's your hint. If you hear that song at any time, be caller 10 to win an entry into the drawing. Plus, next Friday, the 19th, I'll be broadcasting at Juicity Vapor in Idaho Falls from 3 to 5. If you show up at the broadcast, you'll score 5 bonus entries just for stopping by. K-Bear's No Beach Beach Bash. Powered by Juicity Vapor, helping you have a great summer, even if there's no beach here. You can travel. You could go to Rigby Lake. You could fill up the bathtub and set up your cooler in there. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Well, here's another way FIFA is trying to extract more money, or extra money, from World Cup fans this summer. They're charging $79 for fans to have their name on the big screen at World Cup venues. It's called the Super Shoutout Program. And fans can buy messages at fanspotlight.fifa.com for all 72 group stage matches. But to be clear, the shout-out gets displayed on the scoreboard during the pregame period, not during the match itself, before it. Who would pay $80 for something like that? Clearly makes too much money. Apparently, Switzerland's World Cup team has more to worry about than their fellow Group B teams, Canada, Bosnia, and Herzegovina and Qatar. The team's base for the group stage is at San Diego Jewish Academy. They posted a map of the training ground showing the goalkeeper area, training pitch, dressing area, gym area, plus marked in ominous red stripes, a snake area in the nearby canyon. The post is captioned, "Watch out for the snakes. The canyon does have a lot of rattlesnakes, which do not live in Switzerland. Let's hope these Swiss players don't ignore the map's warnings there." In tennis news, to wrap things up here, for the first time in 4 years, Serena Williams played in a professional tournament, winning a doubles match at the HSBC Championship at Queen's Club in London. The 44-year-old Williams paired with 19-year-old Victoria Mboko from Canada and won in straight sets. Williams said she and Mboko had a lot of fun, but admitted there's room for improvement in her own performance. I guess that's something to talk about here. I guess. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. You know, every now and then a lawsuit comes along where you read the headline and immediately go, wait, you're suing who? This Phoenix high school graduate is suing the parents of a classmate after he was injured during a senior skip day party. Now, before you feel too bad for him, I got to add a little context here. According to the lawsuit, the party had well over 100 teenagers, underage drinking, people hanging out on the roof, and the guy filing the lawsuit allegedly attempted a front flip off the roof into a swimming pool. He missed the landing, hit the pool deck, suffered a concussion, tore part of his ear. Now, I'm not a lawyer, of course I'm not. But I feel like the defense is just going to be like, hey, play the video, because at some point a jury is going to ask who decided the roof was a diving board. His blood alcohol level at the hospital was reported at 0.114 as well. The lawsuit claims the homeowners knew about the party and allowed underage drinking to happen. And if adults knowingly allow that kind of party, that's obviously a serious issue. But I can't get past the image of a teenager standing on a roof thinking, this is going to look awesome. And it looks like that Family Guy scene where Peter goes down the roof in a shopping cart, gets back up, his spine is all completely messed up. I'm glad the guy's not dead. He walked away from a front flip off the roof, missing the landing, hitting the pool deck with just a concussion. I call that a win. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the dreadful S word that is Spotify. I know, you're not supposed to say that terrible word on the radio, but I mean, come on. Most people have either Spotify or Apple Music. We can't pretend that they both don't exist. And I was sitting in my car at a stoplight, as one does, and I was just scrolling on my Apple CarPlay trying to find some new album to discover. And for some reason, my Spotify keeps suggesting to me black metal bands. The type of music that gets recorded in a cave. You get the lead singer going, I can't even do the noise. I just embarrassed myself with that one. But what's weird is that I don't really care for black metal, but I love AC/DC and, the Brian Johnson's weird voice, and I love Rob Halford and Painkiller. Why is it that I just cannot stand black metal? Or the type of stuff where, the black and white face paint, they burn down the churches, like Behemoth and Emperor and Gorgoroth. To me, it all just sounds, I hate to be that person, sounds like noise. Maybe it's because it reminds me of my mom yelling at me back in the day, but still, I would not be into the high-pitched vocals that I'm into if that was the case. It's very weird. I've been trying to figure this out this whole afternoon. Why is it that I don't really care for black metal bands, but like Cradle of Filth, I like some of their stuff. Do I really listen to them all that much? No. I know they're not really considered black metal. Yeah, so it's a weird mystery to me. So last night I went to the gym, decided to get some cardio in on the treadmill. And I tested it out, the incline, I should say. The incline that I was setting at 12 apparently wasn't hard enough for me. No. I decided to set it at 30, which is the highest possible it can go. And of course, I choose the treadmill that is the loudest one of them all. Like, it desperately needs WD-40. It was making the most noise. You got my heavy footsteps. I'm the only person on that, like, in that specific row of treadmills. So some people were looking at me. I was just like, forget it. I'll just keep walking on this one. I've committed now. And I'm like, you know what? Let me set it to incline 30, see what happens here. See how high I actually get. Because on the treadmill, my head is relatively close to the ceiling fan. And I was concerned that if I put it up all the way, that all of a sudden it was just going to, like, have my head hit the ceiling fan. I get a massive cut, or I get a massive additional cut to the one that I already have on my head, because I cut my head while shaving. And I looked at it last night. Luckily, it stopped bleeding. I don't have a Band-Aid on it right now, but it stopped bleeding today. Last night, it apparently bled even more, and nobody told me at the gym. I walked out of there, got back to my place, went to my bathroom mirror and saw this just line of dried blood down the side of my head. I'm like, will this thing ever stop? So I put more ointment on it, put a bigger Band-Aid on it. All of that bleeding just because I accidentally cut myself while shaving. And then, of course, I almost, cut my head completely off by putting the treadmill up to the highest incline and almost hitting my head on the ceiling fan. The cons of being a tall guy, I guess. Here's a Treyu, all for you on K-Bear 101. I hate to say it because I don't necessarily want to pick on old people. I don't want to pick on anybody. But the fact that every single time I go to the cardiologist, I'm quite surprised on how I'm like always the youngest person in there. And I don't know if that's an insult to them or more so to me. I feel like it's more so an insult to me because it's like, why am I already having this issue while these people are in like their 70s? When you go into the cardiologist office or any doctor's office, they always ask you for your name and date of birth. And I was hearing a lot of like 1945 and all the years from way back when. And of course they ask me, I go 1996. I'm sure everyone in there is going, oh, he's such a baby. He's almost 30. He's such a baby. I'm sitting there in the waiting room and I hear older people struggling to breathe. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I'm doing this diet because I really don't want to end up like that. I'm really concerned about my health. But last time I was in the cardiologist, which was yesterday morning, it was the first time in a year being there. I had to go in there for my yearly checkup just to kind of make sure the heart's doing okay and I can get a refill on my prescriptions and all of that. It's a tedious thing, but you also have to make sure like everything's okay within yourself. Go see a doctor. Don't follow these people on TikTok for health advice. Go see an actual, like I've mentioned before, go see an actual nutritionist, cardiologist. If you're sleeping throughout the entire night and you wake up the next morning and you're just tired right away, go get a sleep study done. I highly recommend getting a sleep study done. Having sleep apnea treated by a CPAP is one of the best things ever. I wake up actually energized in the morning. All right, here's Black Label Society, Name and Blood. I have no idea where I was going with that break. I was just picking on old people, then talked about, hey, go see a doctor, I guess. It's Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. The summer job market is weird when a teenager has to cross state lines just to get hired. A news story from Business Insider follows a teen who spent months applying for summer jobs, getting nowhere, and eventually landed work in another state because the opportunities closer to home just weren't there. I can relate to that story because I was trying to find a radio job, a career job in Southern California, and you think there would be plenty of them. But no, the companies always wanted to hire within, like if you were already there at the company, you were way ahead of me kind of thing, and nobody was reaching back out. It sucked. Absolutely suck. I feel for these kids because every adult over 40 loves to tell the same story. When I was your age, I walked into a business, shook the manager's hand, and started work on Monday. That's not how it works anymore. Now you've got online applications, automated screening systems, personality assessments. Somehow you need 3 years of experience to scoop ice cream. It's gotten ridiculous. The crazy part is we're consistently hearing two completely different headlines at the same time. Nobody wants to work, and then I've applied for 50 jobs and nobody will call me back. Both can be true depending on where you live and what kind of work you're looking for. The good news is that there are employers hiring right here in East Idaho. This week's Hire East Idaho Job of the Week is with Pearl Health Clinic in Ammon, which is looking for a full-time case manager and community-based rehabilitation specialist, or CBRS. It's one of those jobs where you get to go home knowing you actually made a difference. You work directly with individuals recovering from severe and persistent mental illness, helping them develop life skills, meet personal goals, improve their quality of life both at home and in the community. Pearl Health Clinic is looking for passionate, motivated people who believe in service, hope, solutions, and inspiring positive change. The position pays between about $19 to $26 per hour and requires a bachelor's degree, preferably in social work, psychology, or a related human services field. Experience is preferred, but not required. All right, so if you're looking for meaningful work with a growing local organization, check it out today. Visit the newly redesigned HireEastIdaho.com to apply for this position and explore hundreds of other opportunities from employers across East Idaho. I had to play some Silent Planet right there because, they recently played a show in Milan, Italy, where they say the venue wanted a 25% merch fee plus an additional 22% tax on merchandise sales. The band called the practice predatory and decided they'd rather give shirts away than lose money selling them. So during the show, they literally started throwing free shirts into the crowd. One of the most rock and roll protests I've ever heard, that's for sure. Imagine being the venue manager. You're not selling shirts tonight. Okay, then halfway through the set, you get a shirt, everyone gets a shirt. Silent Planet, one of those bands that I desperately want to see live. It's survival out there for a lot of bands. The thing people don't realize is that for a lot of bands, especially rock and metal bands, merchandise isn't just extra money, it's survival. Streaming pays next to nothing. Which is why I get extra irritated when I hear someone go like, who listens to the radio? I just stream my music. It's like, well, you're not helping the artists' careers in any way, shape, or form. And plus, touring's expensive, gas is expensive, hotels are expensive, food is expensive. Sometimes the shirt is what keeps the tour alive. And so these venues trying to take a merch cut, it's just super annoying. I always try my best to support bands in any way I can. Whether it's like, I buy one of their posters at the show or whatever, I try my best to do so. Because it's like, they're not going to have my size, or if they do have a 2XL, it's going to be too small, and I'm not going to like the length of it. Like I said, I've gotten spoiled with these 3XL t-shirts, because I love the length of them. They're awesome. But if any band out there decides to make 3XL t-shirts, I'm definitely becoming a fan of that band, no matter what genre it is, and buying their supply. All right, here's Black Veil Brides Vindicate on K-Bear 101. Today's What the Headline comes from Louisiana. A man being chased by police somehow managed to lose an argument with an alligator, which is impressive because most people never even find themselves in a position where that's possible. According to authorities, the 40-year-old man was wanted for reckless driving and possible DUI. When troopers tried to pull him over, instead of stopping, he took off. Then he fled on foot. Then he jumped from an elevated roadway into a swamp. And that's usually the point in the story where I say, well, it can't get any worse, but this is Florida's weird cousin, Louisiana. It absolutely gets worse. Police tracked him into the marsh where an alligator bit him on the arms. And here's my favorite part. Even after getting bitten by the alligator, he still tried to run away. At least he persevered, all right? He got caught. He got caught. I wonder if his arms have major cuts in them. No, he still has his arms. I can see in the pictures here. Wow. He's one lucky dude. I have nothing else to say here. That's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. Some people have too much talent. Like, one of the things that I wish for is the talent to sing. And watching these people sing opera is even crazier. Justin Tucker, who is the Baltimore Ravens kicker, he's a trained opera singer. So he's a professional football player. I mean, he is a kicker, but still, he plays in the NFL, so that's something. And he's also a trained opera singer who holds a Bachelor of Arts in Music from the University of Texas. He can sing operatic in 7 different languages: Italian, German, Russian as well in there. And I just watched a little clip of him singing, and it's quite remarkable. Reminds me of the old times, the old days where my parents used to take me and my sister to Macaroni Grill, and if it was somebody's birthday, they would sing opera right there at your table. I wish I could just bust that out. If I had the ability to sing, I would always do so. I would do this entire show singing. I've had this bad habit recently of accidentally sending messages. No, not even sending messages. No. I've had this bad habit recently of opening things up on my phone while it's in my pocket. I was with my buddy Bryson not that long ago. He's like, dude, music's playing on your phone. I'm like, it is? And I pull it out, and of course, I had opened up my Spotify account. There's that dreadful S word again. I opened up my Spotify and was just playing whatever was playing at the time. Didn't even know it. He had to tell me like I'm some sort of old man. And there's been times recently where I have taken my phone back out of my pocket and realized, oh, hey, I opened up the news app and I started like scrolling this article. What's even worse is that last night, apparently I had sent my old Taekwondo instructor a message that just said face melt on it. And the worst part is that he gave it a thumbs up emoji. And I said, I am so sorry, Mr. Rogers. I'm really sorry. Like, I did not mean to send that to you. And he just gave me the laughing emoji, said it's been a while since I've talked to him. I'm like, yeah, dude, I hope all is well with you. I bet it's a mind trip for him that this not so short fat kid from years ago all of a sudden is now a radio DJ in Idaho, out of all places. You know, I've changed quite a lot since then. He's now like a lawyer too. It's weird where life takes you, man. You have all these plans and all of a sudden it just changes, and you don't know what exactly somebody is going to be doing in like 5 years, or even just the next year, or next 6 months. Something weird could happen. Just during that time, make sure you're not accidentally sending people dumb messages like what I did. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, aka Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.